Here at the Fed Reserve, all we know how to do is change the interest rates and pump liquidity, and to pretend that everything is going to be okay so that investors don't freak out and pop that speculation bubble. Speaking of which, looks like we have higher than usual unemployment. Okay guys, let's pump in liquidity, lower interest rates, and brag about creating all those new jobs. Oh no, it looks like all of this QE is causing currency inflation. Quickly, stop pumping money into all of the big banks and big corporations before the prices get too high. Oh no, unemployment is surging again. Okay, lower the rates, lower the rates. Oh, is there no solution? Looks like we need another war or the economy is gonna tank. Quickly, distract the public, point the finger at other countries, blame individuals, blame COVID-19, and get them to freak out over trans issues. Go! Oh, hello there. I'm working at a state bank, which directly works with firms to prioritize macroeconomic growth and social good. We choose who to lend to and at what rate in order to achieve these goals. It looks like unemployment is higher than usual in this particular region. I received a memo that we could anticipate a shortage of aluminum. So let's give strategic loans to the aluminum mine. Let's get them on the phone to anticipate their capacity and see if this can help to alleviate unemployment and create more value. Oh no, they're liquidating shares. Stock prices are crashing and Wall Street is pissed. They said we need to lower interest rates, but we're already at 1%. Where's our return on investment? Where's the value being produced to pay back these loans? I guess we'll lower it to 0.25% for now. They say they'll pay us back later, but it's been 15 years. Where's the money gonna come from? We have $8 trillion of assets and no guarantees. I thought we lived in capitalism, a profit-oriented system, but I guess nobody's making profit anymore. Just speculative value that we have to support endlessly. It looks like this housing firm has once again defaulted on its 5% loan. Maybe we can reduce the rate on the loan, but also, let's determine the feasibility of purchasing the firm on a state level to manage it more effectively. Let's send our auditors on the case. Our president has said that housing is meant to live in, not for speculation. Let's make sure that housing is high quality and attracting enough customers. If there's a more severe problem, we may have to sue them for negligent behavior, which harms the public. So let's investigate. These mortgage-backed securities are full of defaults. They're unlikely to pay back their supposed value. But at least things don't look like 2007 again. We can keep the housing bubble from popping if we just pretend that the several trillion in securities is actually good loans, and we avoid holding banks responsible for their reckless lending. We know housing prices are high, but it's either this or a total economic crash, and then there won't be enough housing for everyone. Well, physically there will be, but practically speaking, too many people will be out of job to afford housing. Inflation is too high though. The people are getting mad they can't afford their goods. I guess we just gotta let it crash. Maybe some states will build homeless shelters. Someone tell the media to publish some pieces blaming the crash on Russia and blaming homelessness on individuals. That way nobody will look towards us for the problem. It looks like we're receiving more public complaints about lack of buses for transit and overpriced fares. Since having an effective bus system creates more value on a macroeconomic level, even though it's not profitable for an individual firm to run a low-cost bus system with an excess of buses, we can put liquidity into bus companies because it makes our job, which is to maximize productive forces and prioritize macroeconomic growth, easier to do on a broader level. Plus, this will silence complaints from the public, and correct handling of the issue will increase trust in the state, may even land me with a promotion. But we know how good the bus system is. Who cares? That's not my job. I can't worry about every Tom, Dick, and Harriet. Let Joe the plumber pull himself up by the bootstraps. Who cares who we lend to? With primary reserve lending, we give money to banks and let them multiply that money through fractional lending. We let them handle some of the allocation, and we just pretend that they will return our value through productive means. We don't care how they actually do it. hurting customers with deceptive practices, handing out risky loans. We don't care, and we hardly even ask for our money back. And with secondary lending, we don't care if the company brings in social good or macroeconomic value. If they have enough stock value and they aren't outright fraudsters, they get our money. Tesla gets our money. We don't care. You want it, it's yours. It's literally unlimited value as long as you promise to pay back 1% of it in the next year. And if you don't, we'll just inject more liquidity so you can pay even later. The economy is a bit like a tree, and sometimes you have to cut the dead branches. If the money isn't moving, there's probably an issue there, and that's why we don't lend to everyone. We're trying to grow the physical economy. The purpose of finance is not to keep the minority of bankers and monopolists in their place, regardless of their merit. Finance is a method of allocating capital. So, while the Fed Reserve is acting crazy and neglecting the people, we're just going to sit here in our confidence and hope that they can learn from our example. If we don't appease the big banks and monopolies, then they won't fund our next election so that we can remain in power. I mean, how do you guys think this thing works? If we don't pay off the people who pay us off, then we don't have an agreement, we don't have an arrangement. How are we going to afford several $billion in advertising? How are we going to afford to run a campaign? And how are we going to manufacture public trust for our corruption if we don't have all of this money to dump into hypnotizing the public into thinking that we're okay? You guys just don't get it, do you? We can never have a state bank like they do, not unless you kick me and everyone like me out of power. Good luck with that, because we're pretty deeply entrenched. Go ahead, try to hit me with some of that allegations of corruption. No one will listen anyway, because they don't know shit about economics, and they don't understand Federal Reserve banking at all. So good luck with that. Good luck with that, guys. You're never going to kick us out of power. We're just going to be here forever, keeping our little minority of parasites in place and looting the American public for their value. And you'll never stop us. I'm going to be here forever. I'm going to be here forever.